See you.
February 28, 1983. By show of hands, how many of you watched the very final episode of MASH? As is usual, up until July 4th of this year, please, if you're willing to and wanting to, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. Thank you. And in keeping with our celebration of 250 years, I give you, as we have all year since May, an update on this day in American history, starting from our last speaker series. Some very interesting ones, I might add. February 27, 1951, the 22nd Amendment is ratified. In 1917, someone whose name was not related to me, Janet Rankin, she became the first female member of the United States House of Representatives. She was elected from Montana, and she then still remains the only elected official from Montana in our Congress. March 4th, again today, but in 1933, Frances Perkins was the first female member of the United States Cabinet. She served under FDR, and she was there for his entire presidency. She was in charge of labor, Department of Labor, and in fact, she was the one who initiated, or instrumental in initiating, our Social Security. So there are a number of things that we didn't learn in school when we grew up, and if we did, memory has gotten by us. Or, in my case, I wouldn't even thought about Social Security back in high school. Anyway, with that, that's our days in history today, up to date. But what's not up to date is this Saturday. If you haven't signed up for Cabaret Collections, you haven't signed up for probably the best performance of all our performing arts for Ibis, and it's going to be this Saturday around the world in 80 minutes. So it's almost at full capacity, but I know that there is some room still available, and it'll be in all of the ballroom. But that's not what you want to hear today. Hear my announcements. You're here to hear our very own brilliant member, Dr. Bill Yee. He has blessed us now for 4 years with his lecture series, and every year he is the only one that goes consecutively, giving us 2 programs a year. And we're so thrilled that he puts the time and the effort in so that we all become a little bit wiser, if not a little bit better. With that, Dr. Yee, Bill, my friend, I thank you so much for being here.
You're always too generous.
Oh, no, I haven't gotten to the good parts.
I'm just a ordinary Bill. Well, thank you all for coming. Today, I would like to share with you some exciting technologies that are just around the corner, and they're all going to have a big impact on our life. So I thought it would be good to share with you and know so you'll know what's coming down the road very shortly. Obviously, the biggest and most important technology now is artificial intelligence, and other related technology now to artificial intelligence, quantum computers, nuclear fusion, robotic technology, drones, and drone warfare. I added 2 or 3 slides because drone warfare is happening now as we speak. And the convergence of all these technologies. So what does AI, robots, and drones all come together? What does that mean? But before we go on, let me take you back to how we got here today. Today we are living in what I call the digital information age. And this is all made possible by 4 technologies invented in this country. Foremost among them is the train system, which was invented here in 1947 at Bell Laboratory in New Jersey. Then the laser, which was also invented in Bell Labs, New Jersey, but it was the first working model was made possible by Theodore Layton at Hughes Research Lab in California. In 1969 came the ARPA-NET. ARPA stands for Advanced Research Project Agency. It is the R&D arm of our Defense Department. The first message ever sent was from a computer at UCLA to a computer at Stanford. That was the beginning of the internet. And in the 1970, Corning class invented the fiber optic. These 4 technologies together enable us to send a message, to send a video, to send our voice across the oceans, almost at the speed of light. This is the digital information age that we're living in now. These inventions have transformed us from a manufacturing industrial base to a technological nation that we are today. And it has made us the richest and most powerful country on planet Earth. Billions and millions of high-paying jobs we created. Many companies like NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Facebook, Tesla, Uber, they were all created or made possible by these four technologies. In doing so, this technology has helped America to be absolutely dominant in these technologies. Today, 90% of the people in the world use Google. When they want to do a search, they Google it. Almost 100% of people uses Windows, Apple's, the Android operating system for the cell phone, for the tablets, for the iPads. And almost 90% of people use the GPS with it. This is dominance. They translate to making America very, very rich. At the end of last year, the total worth of our stock market was over $70 trillion. Second place, this is second, China with 20 trillion, Japan 6.5, India, so on and so forth. Our stock market worth more than the entire world's stock market. More than the entire world's stock market. In fact, we have one company, NVIDIA, which is like $4.5 trillion. It's more than all the other nations like Germany, Canada, France, United Kingdom. Their entire stock market does not have the same value as one of our company, NVIDIA. And all this is because we have invented those technology, we are dominating those technologies. So we got a lot of technologies coming down around the corner. And how are we going to stand with those new technologies? This is the slide that shows you that the top 10 most valuable company on the left-hand side here, like NVIDIA, Apple, they add up to $22 trillion. On the other column, the top 10 most valuable industrial manufacturing company in the USA, General Electric, Caterpillar, Honeywell, Boeing, Deere, UPS, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, they add up to be $1.6 trillion. About 77%. Today, our economy dominated by technology, with a very small manufacturing industrial base. By the way, back in the 60s, even in the 90s, the most valuable company in the USA, like IBM, Exxon, General Motors, General Electric, none of them appear in top 10 of the market today. Almost every one of them are technology companies. So I'm going to go over the various critical technology with you today, and share with you where I think we stand with each one of these technologies. First and foremost is artificial intelligence. AI was invented by Professor Godfrey Hinton, University of Toronto, Canada. He's a Canadian guy. The other professor is John Hopfield of Princeton University. The two of them received the Nobel Prize in Physics 2024. So these are the two people that are responsible for the invention of the AI, along with a couple other guys in England. But these two got the Nobel Prize for it. And Professor Hinton is known as the godfather of AI. Since when the AI first came out in November 2022, it has made tremendous progress. Back then, the model was trained with just language, only with written words. Today's model is trained with video, pictures, audio. It's what we call multimodal model. So when you ask AI today, it not only responds back to you in written language, but it can talk to you, enjoy your picture, and make you a video. To help you understand and know what he's trying to tell you better than just written words. And sometimes today you can talk to AI any language you want, any known language in the world. Several companies today are spending hundreds of billions of dollars to make AI even smaller. And tens of thousands of American companies are incorporating AI to their business as we speak. The efficiency gain are beginning to show up in the bottom line of all these companies. Efficiency means do it with fewer people, so the companies will be more profitable, the price of stock will go up, but there will be fewer people needed to do the job. Today, over 60% of the computer codes are written by AI. 60%. We need very few computer programmers. Our grandson just graduated last May with a degree in computer science at the University of San Diego, very good school, a good grade, not able to find a job. And he's not alone. This is happening as we speak in America. I always enjoy playing with, I can spend hours in front of the computer with AI. So I asked AI, show me a picture of Prophet Ezekiel, say, encounter with God, as is described in the Bible. And the Bible describes a far chariot descending from heaven, wheel within the wheel, human with the face of an animal, and create a big dust storm. And this is what AI draw a picture, representing what the Bible is trying to say. Notice the scroll on the bottom there, Prophet Ezekiel. That is the scroll. God told him to eat the scroll. By that he means learn it, internalize it, and go forth and preach the word of God. So AI clearly understands so many things, and they can draw a picture to illustrate it for you. I asked AI, draw the picture up. What is Taoism? And this is the picture you draw for me. I'm not going to have time to go through it, but I asked, what are you thinking when you draw this picture? What are you trying to tell me? And he will print out 2 pages of detail what Taoism is. The foremost is this black and white semicircle called the yin and the yang symbol. Taoism is all about humanity living in harmony with nature. Heaven, earth, animal, and all the things in the universe. The black and white represent light, darkness, evil, and good, all into one, no beginning, no end, which is live in harmony with nature. That's what he's trying to tell you. I say, make me a video of our president ice skating with our first lady. Our president is pretty talented. They told me a picture of Mona Lisa. Fake art today is a serious issue. So before you spend a couple $1 million on a piece of painting, you want to make sure that it's real. Because AI can draw your picture, make your video, it will guess it's real, it's anything. Find the real one. The biggest development in AI now is what we call the AI agent or AI assistant. AI is reacting, it answers the question. But the AI agent or AI assistant is proactive. It can actually do something for you. It is like having a live person as assistant. Go do whatever you wanted to do. Buy you an airplane ticket, book a hotel room, book a car, take you to the airport, book a car, pick you up, and do everything. That, if you're in a law firm, you can hire as AI law assistant. It'll be just like having a law firm. You can do all the research, can scan through thousands of pages, and write your summary, and you can talk to it and discuss it with it. So AI agent is like a live assistant, except it is very, very knowledgeable. And it is the biggest development that's going on in this country and in the world. You can hire an assistant, AI assistant, to create a portfolio for you, manage your stock portfolio, and can monitor every stock or mutual fund you have, and notify you of any development, like a war just happened over there, could affect the price of your stock. So AI assistant is proactive, and it can help you do many things. Millions of jobs now in the call center in India and Philippines will be lost. I know a lot of you have called and got an answer on something to answer your question about something you want to know. Now it's all done by AI system, and you speak with the perfect English. The other thing that is being done in the AI world is called artificial general intelligence. General means human level intelligence. As smart, knowledgeable as AI is, it lacks a lot of the human elements and capabilities. It does not have the common sense of a 3-year-old kid, for instance. And it's not conscious. A lot of people believe it is sentient. So you can feel and touch. Today's AI has excellent vision, excellent hearing. Beginning to learn more and more about smell, taste, and feel. They're coming. So AI will have beginning to develop more and more the human elements. Dr. Eric Smith, former CEO of Google, he believes we will achieve AGI or human level intelligence in 3 to 5 years. Dr. Ibis and Ibis, he's the co-founder of DeepMind. DeepMind is one of the most amazing developments. It developed a program can beat a human in a game of Go or chess or anything, And he really is one of the more influential person in the development of AI. And he got the Nobel Prize for, not in physics, but in chemistry, also in 2024. He believes it's going to be 15 years before we will achieve human level intelligence. Dr. Hinton, the godfather of AI, believes he will be there by 2028, which is just around the corner. So probably it's pretty safe to say that it will be here pretty much by the end of this decade. That we will have AI as intelligent as human. Many people, many experts are worried, already warning, we got to stop this now, before it is too late, before it becomes our master. I personally believe that we are the second most intelligent species on planet Earth already. It is extremely, extremely intelligent. What AI has done for us, it has made us rich. The stock market went up unprecedented amount of the last 3 years. It is not a Joe Biden market, it's not a President Trump market, it's the AI market. Back in end of 2022, when AI first came out, NVIDIA stock was $360 billion. At the end of last year, NVIDIA stock, the market cap was $4,500 billion, a 12-fold increase in 2 years. 12-fold increase. Maybe at the end of 2022, the NASDAQ index was a little bit over 10,000. And by the end of last year, it was over 20,000. 100% gain in 3 years. It went from total worth of our stock market. Three years ago was 42 trillion. End of last year was 72 trillion. A $30 trillion gain in 3 years. Never in history of the world or in our country that much wealth has been created. And if you look at the NASDAQ index, almost all of it is due to the technology companies like NVIDIA, Apple, Google, and the like. However, we're going to be paying the price for that. As the companies get more efficient, make more money, prices are go up, and fewer people lay off. It's going to be accelerating. Unemployment is going to be a huge problem in this country, and I think we will have social unrest. In China, they adopt AI even more aggressively than here. Their youth unemployment is only 20%. 20% of their college graduates cannot find jobs. And I think we're going to follow very, very shortly. We're going to be there. But AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's going to affect the way we live, the way we work. We need to adapt to what AI can do for us, because it can do some more as well. Just last week, this company, Block is a financial technology company. It announced a 40% cut in its workforce. They have a workforce of 10,000. They're going to cut 4,000 people. This is just the beginning. And by the way, the day the founder of this company, Jack Dorsey, very wealthy tech guy, the stock jumped 20% when he announced the 40% layoff. So yeah, if you own the stock, it's a good deal. But if you work for Block, it's not such a good deal. AI is at war as we speak right now. AI is fully incorporated with our military, which is fighting in the Persian Gulf in Iran. It uses the model developed by Anthropics, which is called Claude. So Claude now is working alongside with our military people in the Iran war. It is like science fiction. AI work with artificial intelligence. So based on satellite intelligence, human intelligence, whatever intelligence we gather, we feed it to AI. And AI can help identify and track the targets. Targets can be human target can be the nuclear site or mobile launcher. And as the war goes on and the various targets is eliminated, the priority changes. And AI also monitors the inventory of the weapons we have. How many bunker-buster bombs we have, how many high missiles we have, how many what weapon systems we have. And it tries to match what we have with what target needs to be eliminated. You do not want to send a bunker-buster bomb to destroy a tank. AI monitor that for us in real time, working with our generals, soldiers, all over the place. It also adjusts the strategy. It plays chess. So whatever we do to Iran, we can anticipate that what we think our next move would be. So just like playing chess, you make a move, you think that the other person is going to make this move, you make a counter move, and you think several steps ahead. It's really unfair because there's no human can compete against AI. Some of you might have known that the Department of War, or DoD, have a hot way with Anthropics, because Anthropic will not grant DoD full use of their AI, including surveillance of civilian citizens or whatever DoD want. Probably, Anthropic want to put some limit. So they, on a moral ground basis, they say no. But OpenAI has taken it up, and OpenAI is getting bombarded with negative view that we should put some limit on AI. It could destroy not only Iran, but it could destroy humanity. So this is a dilemma we're facing now. It is happening much faster than anybody can expect. The AI is so fully integrated. Oh, by the way, this is just the beginning. We only have time to integrate AI the last couple of years. And it's going to be much more intelligent as we go on. Quantum computers. Quantum computer is a million times faster than today's classical computers. They all operate on ones and zeros. Today's classical computer, you need hundreds, if not thousands, of electrons to go from a non-conducting state to a conducting state. Non-conducting is 0, conducting is 1. In a quantum computer, you need 1 electron to go from 0 to 1. You change the quantum state of the electron, it becomes 1 and 0. In addition, in quantum mechanics, there is a phenomenon called superposition. That means an electron can be in many quantum states at the same time. In the real world, you either here or there, you cannot be in 2 places at the same time. But in the quantum world, the electron can be in multiple places at the same time. And there is also another quantum mechanics principle called entanglement. Entanglement means that 2 electrons, identical state. If you do something to this electron, the other electron automatically assume the same quantum state. And that's why one of the reasons that a lot of people in the world believe there's an alternate universe. Because what happened to here, there's something else, it's in somewhere else. And the 2 electrons can be miles and miles away. That's called entanglement. And there are quantum mechanical principles. So, in quantum computer, 1 electron can have many, many zeros and ones. That's why it can be so much faster. The best way to think about it is, when you've got a coin, you flip head or tail. In the classical computer, head is 0, tail is 1. But if you take the coin and its head in and spin it, every spin is a 0 and 1. That's how quantum computers work. But the problem is that it takes a tiny, tiny amount of energy to change the electron quantum state. And it takes 1 times 10 to the minus 9 joule to change the quantum state from one to another. You take an apple from the ground, lift it up 1 meter off the ground. That is 1 joule of energy required to do that. All it takes is 10 to the minus 19 joules to change the electron quantum state. So it is very essentially a slight change in Earth's magnetic field, temperature, or gravitational field will change the electronic state. So the quantum computer has been encapsulated and operates in liquid helium temperature. Liquid helium temperature is 4 degrees from absolute 0. So this way it will not have much chance to make an error. So quantum computer will not be a common everyday use computer. It is good for modeling, simulation, and modeling thousands and thousands of parameters. Today, big companies like IBM, Microsoft, Google, they all have quantum computers. They also operate classical computer in parallel to form a hybrid. So you can do error-free calculation, while also can be doing simulation of the Earth hemispheres or whatever. Despite being error-prone, there are many quantum computer companies already operating, and several of them listed in the New York Stock Exchange. IonQ was $16 billion. D-Wave Quantum. D-Wave Quantum is a Canadian company. So there were several quantum computers already listed in the New York Stock Exchange. The biggest customers were pharmaceutical companies, financial companies, because in trying to develop a drug, you are involving thousands, hundreds of thousands of parameters. How do you optimize how these tables together? That's ideal for quantum computers. I fully expect that we will have a major announcement of a drug discovery any day So they've been working together there for the last couple of years. Another thing they do is working with the financial companies, predicting the price, stock in the future, or option prices. So quantum computer has its place as with the classical computers. But the big boys can have two of them operating together and doing a more complete job for what we need. Quantum sensors, because it takes such a tiny amount of energy to change the quantum state. People have utilized this capability to make measurements. To make measurement of a tiny change in Earth's magnetic field. So when submarine passes under the ocean, it distorts the magnetic field. Quantum sensor can detect the difference. In fact, it is already in operation and prototype stage as we speak. Quantum sensors are now searching for submarines or whatever they want to do. Both China and US are working very hard trying to make the ocean transparent, trying to take away the advantage of the submarines. Same way with stealth aircraft. Stealth aircraft cannot be detected or hard to detect by conventional radars. But also it disturbs the magnetic field or the gravitational field. The director of Bob, one of the foremost advanced R&D technology company, he says stealth is going to be history because we can detect stealth aircraft. Well, something like that, it's coming down the road very soon. But the biggest, most hopeful thing that the quantum sensor can do for us is in the medical field. I'm not an expert in the medical field, but I read that when cancer starts forming, it creates a heat. The area is warmer than other area. Quantum sensor can detect minute changes in the heat. People with Alzheimer's, the brainwave emitted is different. Quantum sensor, people are working on one out hospitals and the research labs are working together to detect early stage, early onset of Alzheimer's, heart disease, and cancer. Some of you guys, as old as I am, will remember Star Trek. Dr. McCoy in Star Trek, because his little device way over the body and can tell what's wrong with you. Well, that's the quantum sensor. We will have that in not too far distance future. Nuclear fusion. The hydrogen bomb was nuclear fusion, uncontrolled. So what human being has been trying for decades and decades is how can we harness the energy of the hydrogen bomb, the nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion happens when you force two hydrogen atoms together to form a helium atom. In the process, it emits a very high energy neutron. High energy is like 50,000 times faster than the steel bullet. So when that neutron hit the wall or the absorber, it hits that absorber up. And you can have it attached to water, and you can heat the water up, you can turn it into steam, you can turn it a turbine, you can generate electricity. That's the principle of nuclear fusion for electricity. Forcing hydrogen atoms together and emit a high energy neutron. But to do that, you need 100 million degrees centigrade environment. And you do that by bombarding hydrogen isotopes, hydrogen microwave or lasers. Keep the hydrogen isotopes bubbling, boiling, and some of them will fuse and release the neutron. That's the process us humans have been trying to do for literally 100 years. Now you might ask, how can we become pain? There's no material on Earth. The good thing is that when hydrogen is heating up, they have an electric charge. Because they are electrically charged, they can be confined by a magnetic field. So one of the most critical pieces of technology to make the nuclear fusion is that we now have high temperature superconductors. They can create a much larger magnetic field to contain this hot 100 million degree plasma. Up to date, everybody in the world are working on some system trying to make nuclear fusion happen. Only one system in the US that has a positive energy output, but it only lasts a fraction of a second. China and France have a system that can sustain nuclear fusion over 1,000 seconds. No positive energy output. It takes more energy to go in than they give it out. Despite all this, many pieces of the technology, some of engineering, some of physics are being overcome. And several companies in the US have already been incorporated and going to produce electricity in a very near distant future. This company called Commonwealth Fusion, located in Virginia. They are building a system now as we speak, and they believe they will produce electricity by 2030. Gideon Energy, they believe they can have a system up and running by 2028 and deliver electricity to Microsoft. So all AI data centers need electricity badly. This is one promise that we could possibly produce enough energy to satisfy our continued growth in AI data centers. I personally feel like this is a little bit optimistic, but I fully expect that by early 2030s, we will have nuclear fusion. So I think finally, after 100 years of R&D, all over the world, we're going to have, not only US, by the way, France, China, Japan, everybody working on it, because it is the holy grail. We turn seawater into energy. It is very close. It's going to be here in a few more years, something well within a decade. And when that happens, it's going to have a very profound effect on the world. But don't run off and sell your oil and gas stock yet. They're going to be around for quite a few more decades. It's going to take a while to build all these nuclear fusion systems. By the way, this is a picture of the nuclear fusion system. And you can ask AI. Go ask Claude, Gemini, or OpenAI. Show me a system, a nuclear fusion system being built right now in the USA. And he'll show you a picture. And he will explain to you where the magnetic field to confine the high temperature plasma and so on and so forth. Humanoid robots. Robots is going to be with us everywhere. In our factory floor, in our offices, in our homes, patrolling the streets, fighting along our military. This is Sophia, the humanoid robot.
She's actually been on the show before. Please welcome all the way from Hong Kong, Hanson Robotics, Sophia, the robot. Sophia.
Hello, Jimmy.
Long time no see. You're on the show.
It has been exactly 575 days since I last saw you.
Well, what this is that a humanoid, they are very intelligent. They can carry on a conversation just like a human. You can ask them, what is the saddest day in your life? And he will tell you, the saddest day in my life when I realized I would not be able to enjoy the companionship, the love that humans have for themselves. I mean, when you talk to one of these things, you feel like they're really human. They want that type of human robots. And this video is 2 years old, by the way. And Grace
In the beginning of 2023,
is designed and built to be a nurse.
digital transformation of
He is going through clinical trial in Hong Kong right now. He will be assistant nurses right now. They can measure your temperature, your blood pressure, but they cannot control blood yet. But many types of robots have been developed all over the world. China, Japan, USA, everywhere. There are many different types of robots being developed. There will be as many different types of robots as there will be. And of course, we are incorporating these type of robots in our army. They can carry a machine gun, or they can carry a grenade launcher. This is what is a scary thing. These type of robots are ideal for urban warfare. A soldier in the middle of go search building by building. You send one of these dogs equipped with whatever you want to equip with, a grenade, or a rifle, or a flamethrower. So our soldiers, this will save many soldiers' life in war. China just did this for Chinese New Year celebration. the owner of the robotic company. He's testing how strong the AI is. And China too are using AI and dog together. He's here. AI warfare is here along with the robots. We're not employing these yet in Iran, but those capabilities are here. But things can go wrong with the robots. Lighting or whatever, they can short circuit them, the chip is not working, something can go haywire. So you don't want to have one of these in your home yet.
Just chaos. His arms split, legs kicked. It looked like it was fighting an invisible enemy. The only thing staying in the room, a rope. It was strapped. It was like
One of them go haywire, they can do a lot of destruction.
that wasn't a glitch. That was a warning. After the lab meltdown, we think they locked these robots away. But no, perhaps it was on a playground. Let's zoom in on G1 and make it look effortlessly, sprinting alongside kids who can barely contain their excitement. At just over 4 feet tall, weighing in at a solid 77 pounds, this robotic marvel moves with superior agility. Yet that surprising speed comes loaded with hidden risks. Pay close attention. Things are about to heat up faster than you expect. Awkward kids everywhere.
Their vision is not perfect, so the first place we're going to be seeing drones and full usage will probably be warfare in the factories. It will be a while yet before they come to the homes. There's safety issues concerned. But for hospitals, for hotels, in Asia, many of these humanoid robots are being used now as bartenders, concierge. You can sit down and talk to them. They will tell you what they want to know. So, but it won't be in your home yet for a little while. So, one of the big uses of this robot dogs is to guard the perimeter of like a power plant or the airport, office buildings, so they can patrol a lot of facilities now without human being patrolling those facilities. So they don't really employed now to patrol the perimeters of the airport or any security places. Drone warfare is happening as we speak. It has totally revolutionized warfare. There's no longer a front line. Because drones can attack you hundreds of miles behind the so-called front line. There's really no front lines anymore. You lock the drones hooked to each other, hundreds, 10 miles, 100 miles away, or even 1,000 miles away. Drones come in all different sizes and shapes. Depending what purpose you want to build it for. Some small one for carrying and delivering. You go to China, go to the Great Wall. You can order something to eat. A drone will deliver something to you in the Great Wall of China. So drones can be used for many, many purposes. Small, big. They can fly 30 miles to 500 miles an hour. And they can fly anywhere from 30 miles to 30 miles to 3,000 miles, depending on the size. Because you're limited by the battery. A small one, you cannot carry a big battery, it will not last very long. Today, a single soldier can control several hundred drones. One soldier can destroy a complete company of enemy. Hundreds of people can be destroyed by one soldier with a laptop. The multiplier is unreal. And they can carry all different types of weapons. And they can operate autonomously by themselves or in swarms of hundreds of thousands. When a swarm of hundreds of thousands of drones attack, let's say a battleship, they can destroy the battleship. Because the defenses of battleship are not built to defend against hundreds of thousands of drones. They defend against big missiles coming in from high above. These drones fly very low, hard to detect, and they will overwhelm your defensive system. And they will drop bombs, not big bombs, but all over the place. So drone swarms are going to be very, very effective in warfare. China demonstrated one laptop controls over 20,000 drones in a light show. This happened this last year during Chinese New Year. 20,000 drones controlled by one laptop to do whatever they want to do. And as I say, in the the swarm of drones.
It sounds like science fiction. They are very big. Imagine hundreds, perhaps even thousands of them. Small, agile, and then sharing data between them, making tactical decisions on their own, and executing attacks with lightning speed. You are living now in the age of the drone swarm. They buzz overhead.
This is a Valkyrie. It is an autonomous drone, can take off on the truck, and it can fly by itself to attack enemy lines. Or it can fly with a fleet of airplanes. This is the one. Air Force is working on several prototypes. This one is being built by a whole company, Lucky One. It's totally stealth. It can fly 3,000 miles behind enemy line to deliver a payload or reconnaissance or to jam. Oh, that's what happened. Thank you. Very scary looking.
There's a jet power coming in here, and it's take off from space, smaller than a pickleball, 12 times farther than most fighters. It's very visible with weapons as an enemy and also be the JFK radar to see the ground. And to all of this, without a pilot on board or even remote control.
The Navy is not going to be outdone by the Air Force. The Navy is going to have a whole fleet of drones patrolling the ocean. Different size, different shapes, for different purpose. They can go underwater or stay on top of the water. This one is autonomous. It sails by itself for several months at a time, looking for submarine, patrolling the ocean, or fly alongside with a fleet of ships. This is a mini submarine. It carries multiple torpedoes. It can operate by itself or operate with a fleet of them. Or can operate with a whole fleet of Navy ships or with a submarine. They can also stay submerged in the bottom of the ocean for a long period of time until they're activated. Submarines today don't need a surface unless the telescope to look for an enemy. They send out a little drone to look where the enemy is. So you can stay safe underneath some place and send a little drone to go out search for what's going on. And there are other drones and other ships. They can release hundreds of thousands of small drones. That's also happening as we speak. The best way to defend against these drones is with radio frequency jamming or hijack them. If you know what frequency they operate, you can hijack their drone. The most effective way to destroy them is high energy microwave or lasers, even shotgun, the small ones close by. And drone against drone, you can send a swarm of drones against their swarm of drones. And all of these, the key is that you use a less costly drone to hit or destroy a more expensive target. That's how you win. So the age of drone, AI, and robotics warfare is here. Is here now. Quickly, I want to show you that very shortly you're going to be able to take one of these from Long Island, New York, to New York City or to LaGuardia. These are autonomous vehicles, vertical takeoff and landing. Can take you, fly over it, take you 30, 45 miles away, wherever you want to go. We have in this country, a real flying car. It's developed by this company out in Santa Clara, California. It can drive and it can fly. This eVTOL has already been ordered by Air Force and Uber. The CEO of Adobe Aviation has announced last week that this particular eVTOL will go into service in Dubai this year, and will go into service this year. You can order one of these with the same Uber app that you have on your phone. Instead of getting a car, you're going to get one of these eVTOL. It can take you from Long Island to downtown New York for $200, 10 or 15 minutes. But if you've got a couple of people, you can share it. This one carries 4 people, this one has a pilot. It's not autonomous. But they're autonomous, they're pilot ones. So this is, it's almost here. You can have one, fly you around, so you don't need to worry about fighting traffic anymore. So I say AI. I was living in Ibis 100 years from now. So enjoy, I'll stay around a few more years, you will enjoy living like this. Look at the people are going to be beautiful like the people beautiful now. Okay, thank you for coming.
It is scary, isn't it? Given what is scary, if you think about the unemployment problem and so forth, what happens if you ask AI to solve it?
Well, AI creating kids and talk to, just like this drone. They're looking for Joby aviation and training pilots now. So instead of Uber driver, you now have this Uber flyer. So new jobs are created, but it's going to take a while to transition from the people who work in an office who do computer programming. We don't need them, but they're going to have to retrain to do something else. So in the long run, like every technology, we will settle down and we'll be better off for it in the long run. But during the transition, there'll be a lot of disruptions. Yes, every industrial revolution.
If you're interested in a question, please come up here. I'll be happy to give you the mic. Also, keep in mind that on Monday, Dr. Yee will be here again with a completely new program.
You say Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
I was going to ask you this. So you have the drones. In 2015, I was asked to work with one of the cities in California because they were concerned bioweapons were coming over on drones, and they were looking for different ways to capture them before the bioweapons landed on people. So there are real problems now going on, and how we work with the police force or any kind of defense against these, even on our soil, from terrorists or others. So this has been going on for a while. He's just showing you where they give you all the information today. But in 2015, I was with that.
There are many usage of these kind of drones.
Do you project that the robots will outnumber people? And if so, what will we be good for besides love and touching?
Well, they can be a good company to people. They can be very helpful to us. They can do a lot of chores for us that we don't have to do for ourselves.
No more housekeeping?
No more housekeeping, no more washing, no more yard work.
Bill, a wonderful presentation, very exciting. And I want to thank you. It's also quite frightening because some of the drones in the Ukraine-Russian war are now autonomous. They're released from human control and they can pick their own targets. Do you have any thoughts about what kind of curbs and the chances for curbs on AI can have in this world currently?
Everything is so new that literally a lot of things are happening just the last couple of years. And a lot of, we don't have a solution for it yet. That's what we can do. Like the drones, the autonomous drones that are being used now in Ukraine, or even in, by Iran. They can seek their own target. They pick and choose. They're autonomous. And you have a swarm of them. They can talk about themselves, decide what target to attack. But at the same time, we're developing defense against it. We're developing AI, use its sensitive ear to listen, to try to find out what's the frequency they're operating. And we can jam them using the frequency that they're operating on. So as we speak, I mean, our DOD and people in the world are coming up with anti-drone warfare because they're very scary. They can come right to your backyard and drop a bomb to you in your backyard, and you don't even know it. But they're all defenses being designed and built today by AI and by human to defend against the drones.
That was so interesting. The question they got is that who's working on developing a new education system to be able to cope with AI? Because you could argue that AI right now is teaching our children. So what I'm very interested in is that who's trying to develop an AI educational system so that the humans will not necessarily be totally subservient to the computers.
You know, that is hardly debated now among the educators. Do you teach AI to the children? Or you want them to learn it? Because AI, you don't need to go to school. You can talk to AI and ask questions, and you'll teach it everything you want to know from here to Timbuktu. But if you teach them AI now, they might not be able to think, come up with original thought of their own. Some university wanted to teach AI, and some universities said, do not come near me. I do not want AI in my classrooms. So it is a very contested issue right now. How shall we deal with AI? But in any event, my advice to you is learn everything you can about AI. As a mature person, we can learn so much. There's so much we can learn from AI.
In fact, if I might add to that a little bit, to your question about education, there is more children today being taught in homeschooling because of AI than ever before, and it is not just growing, it's surmounting. So the real question is, how much will the parents be using AI in teaching mechanisms for their students? And that could be a real issue.
Actually read not too long ago, there are 2 school systems in Texas that teach AI and teachers are going away. But my question is, all of this technology requires rare earth metals. And the power balance, the reading China has the most rare. How will that change the power structure between the supernations?
That's a good political question. No doubt China today dominates the rare earth. By the way, rare earth is not rare, it's everywhere. The reason we call it rare is because the yield is very low. When you take up a whole scoop of them, only a small amount of the element is in there. And China does have a huge deposit of rare earth, particularly the high temperature rare earth. What China has and dominate is processing, refining. It is chemically very, very hazardous. In fact, I'm going to talk about it next Tuesday. You have to pour sulfuric acid. Those who know chemistry, sulfuric acid is hugely dangerous to work with. So you take these rare ores and grind them up, put them in a big, huge pot, heat them up to 1500 degrees C, and you pour sulfuric acid into it to separate the rare earth element of the rest of the dose. And you have to do that several times to get high purity element. So China have paid the price for the environment, the bad environment that come with it. We gonna have to do the same if we do not want to. If we want to put tariff on them by 150%, they will kill them, and they will kill us by not giving us rare earth. We are beginning to build them, but it's going to take us quite a while to build enough and enough quantity for anything other than military. Today, DOD have given a couple $1 billion to Mountain Pass. Mountain Pass is the only company in California that mine and refine rare earth material. But it's all going to be for DOD. The commercial people are not going to have use access to it for a while. It takes time and money to build the processing plant to do this. And by the way, to make the magnet, it's not easy either, particularly high temperature magnets. You have to go through many steps to do it, and China has patented and developed equipment, high temperature equipment, because for instance, to make samarium cobalt magnet, which is the higher temperature magnet, you have to have that to build jet engine. You cannot build a jet engine without samarium cobalt magnet. Well, you have to put these 2 cobalt and samarium together and form an alloy. Then you have to run them down to a powder to press them together at an elevated temperature and put a high magnetic field on it at the same time, so you can polarize the atom to make a magnet. All this equipment, yeah, you can do it, but it's costly and take time to build. So we can do that, but it's going to take time for us to be able to do this. So if we put tariff on China, China's going to not sell the magnet to us.
Is there one more question?
I don't understand AI. You say it knows every language. Did someone program it? It doesn't get it out of the air. So someone programmed it and it's stored in the cloud someplace, all this information?
Good question, David. Yes, thousands and thousands and thousands of people working with a bunch of silicon chips. AI is nothing but a bunch of silicon chips. But we human beings have developed chips and put them in a configuration that they can learn. They can learn from us. So AI is nothing but millions and millions and millions of silicon chips come together, learning, and you take thousands and thousands of very intelligent beings teaching them. Every language in the world is taught to them. However, they are beginning to teach themselves. That is the scary part. Up until now, us humans teach them every language under the sun, how to do calculus, how to do what, and they learn. Now they're teaching themselves. They're going to get smaller and smaller. They're going to way past us humans in no time. So yeah, it takes lots of humans to train them, teach them how to become something other than a bunch of silicon chips.
To say the least, I think we're all left completely shocked. Is that fair to say? Yeah. It's not even comfortable, at least not for me. Maybe because I can't get there, or maybe because I feel that human beings have something that with will, we will have a sense of humanity that they will never have.
By the way, next Tuesday, I will be talking about China, US and China competition.
Please turn off the telephone. Okay, with that, I thank you very much, Bill. That was his part, not mine. We'll see you Saturday at our, we'll see you Saturday at the Performing Arts and then next Tuesday. Thank you, everybody.